Today's film is an action comedy from 2022 titled Bullet Train. The film opens with Kimura, whose son has been thrown off the roof and is hospitalized. His father, the elder, shames Kimura for not taking a stand against his son. This drives Kimura to pursue the man who did this. On the other hand, an assassin named Ladybug is appointed to steal a briefcase from a bullet train. He tells his handler, Maria, he doesn't feel well since a bellboy committed suicide in his car. He suddenly bumps into Kimura and drops his locker key and train ticket. As a result, he picks his locker and finds a gun in there. He chooses not to take it on the mission. Kimura boards the bullet train, and so does Ladybug. We witness Kimura hitting the snack trolley in aggression.
Remember, only 1 minute stop at every
Another assassin named Tangerine steals some biscuits from the trolley, who's here with his brother, Lemon. While Maria describes the briefcase to Ladybug, he approaches the conductor to show his ticket but finds it gone with the keys. Luckily, he has the ticket receipt to prove he bought it, and he gets to stay on the train. On the other hand, Kimura finds his killer to be a little girl named Prince, who tases him. While Lemon and Tangerine argue over the bloodstains on Lemon's shirt from their previous mission, Ladybug goes to the luggage compartment to steal the briefcase and waits to get off on the next stop, not knowing the briefcase belongs to Lemon and Tangerine. Their rescued boy wakes up, so they sit with him and tell him his father hired them to free him from the abductors. Lemon pulls out his sticker book and tells the son that he judges people based on Thomas and Tank Engine characters. He specifies that if he ever calls someone a diesel, he's bad. Tangerine picks another fight based on the people they killed to get the son back along with his ransom money and jog their memories.
I'm forever going from
Who would breathe?
The son wants to get off at the next stop, but Lemon and Tangerine stop him as their job doesn't end till they deliver him to his father, White Death. Tangerine worryingly sends Lemon to check on the briefcase. Left behind, he receives a call from his employer and confirms he's got the son, but they want to see him in person on the next stop. Tangerine goes to personally check on the briefcase and finds it gone. Meanwhile, Ladybug tries to get off at the next stop but is attacked by an angry assassin named Wolf. In another car, Kimura wakes up. Prince turns his gun into a bomb and threatens to kill her son by her men in the hospital if he tries to kill her. Tangerine worries sick for their lives since they just lost White Death's $10 million that were in the briefcase. To further spread White Death's wrath, he tells the tale of how White Death entered the biggest mob in Japan as a simple Russian assassin and killed everyone to take over.
Whispers that he was exiled from the Russian mafia, that it was ex-KGB. No one really knows the truth. Kill by kill. Quickly became one of the niggas he's closest to the
Another argument of theirs reveals that White Death's wife was killed in an accident.
Some shit.
On the side plot, Prince reveals that she's after Kimura because she saw him handling White Death's briefcase and wants to follow the briefcase to find White Death, whom Kimura will kill on her command. Lemon and Tangerine find the son poisoned to death and his eyes bleeding. The story shifts to Wolf, who's a Mexican assassin. He spills his drink on his wedding day and doesn't get to sip it, while everyone else, including his wife, sips on the poisoned drink and bleeds to death. Burning with rage, he sends his informants to find out the man behind this massacre, after which we see him on the train, charging a knife at Ladybug and attacking him further. Ladybug accidentally kills him in self-defense and takes care of his corpse. Meanwhile, Lemon and Tangerine clean the son's face and put giant glasses on his face. They get off at the next stop with their guns and start looking for the briefcase. Ladybug tries to get off, but he recognizes Lemon from the previous assassination attempt and runs back inside the train. He bumps into a giant mascot, which tries to snatch the briefcase from him. He punches it and returns to Dead Wolf to use his phone and call Maria. He finally finds out from her who Wolf was, and that he served cocktails at his wedding, but is certain that he didn't poison people there. He quickly hides behind the luggage, where Tangerine coincidentally spots him but doesn't recognize him. On his way back, he asks Prince if she's seen someone get away with a specific briefcase. She leads him onto Ladybug, so he alerts Lemon on the texts. Surprisingly, Ladybug approaches Lemon himself. In the meantime, Prince steals the hidden briefcase in the liquor bar. Ladybug strikes a deal with Lemon to walk out alive from here in exchange for the briefcase. Instead, Lemon holds him accountable for killing someone on the train. He's hinting at the dead son, but Ladybug thinks he's talking about Wolf and starts beating Lemon up. He knocks him out and puts crushed sleeping pills in his water. When he looks at the dead son, he realizes he's been killed by the same person who killed everyone at Wolf's wedding. While Tangerine returns, Ladybug gets rid of Lemon's gun and uses his phone to call Maria and update her on everything. He comes across a deadly snake in the luggage. It is told in the news that the snake escaped from the zoo and is lethal. Meanwhile, Tangerine finds the beaten-up Lemon. Ladybug also finds a seat to catch his breath and talk to Maria. Tangerine takes his gun out and starts looking for Ladybug. Ladybug frames a passenger and escapes before Tangerine shows up. On the contrary, Prince brings Kimura to the bathroom, where he calls his father. Prince snatches his phone and locks him in the bathroom to try every possible combination to open the briefcase. She throws away his phone and moves on. Back on Tangerine's side, he wakes Lemon up and receives a call from his employer coming to collect the son. Tangerine gets off at the next stop alone to tell the men that he doesn't trust them, while Lemon uses the dead son as a puppet to wave at them to confirm he's alive. He comes back inside and hands Lemon his gun before sending him to find the real killer. Meanwhile, Prince discovers White Death's dead son and heads back to Kimura, who's opened the briefcase full of cash and gold. Prince sets up a bomb inside the case and decides to put it back in its hiding place. Meanwhile, Maria suggests that Ladybug find out the real killer and hand him over to the brothers to get rid of them. There, Tangerine tracks Ladybug because he has Lemon's phone. They get into a gruesome fight. During which they nearly get thrown off the train, but pull themselves back in. Tangerine is once again bothered by White Death's men, who want him off on the next stop. Ladybug suggests posing as Lemon since they haven't seen Lemon. Tangerine agrees and takes him with him, only for Ladybug to open the briefcase by mistake and expose clothes instead of cash. The men come after them, but they get back on the train. Lemon comes across Prince and interrogates her about the briefcase. Consequently, Ladybug distracts Tangerine and throws him off the train before the doors close. Prince pretends to be an innocent kid who's been abducted by Kimura. Lemon shoots him and helps Prince hide his body. Meanwhile, Tangerine runs at full speed and gets on the train from behind. Inside, Lemon finds out Prince's diesel by finding a rigged gun in her backpack. Unfortunately, he had been drinking from the water with sleeping pills mixed in it, so he drops on the ground. While Tangerine physically breaks the glass to enter the train, Prince shoots Lemon. Up next, Ladybug finds Kimura's phone and gives his location to Kimura's father. He further goes to check up on the real briefcase, which Prince has put back after rigging it with a bomb. There, he checks Wolf's pockets and finds out he was here to kill an assassin named Hornet, who poisoned his bride. It turns out Hornet was on the train as a mascot who killed White Death's son. She finally approaches Ladybug and fights him for the briefcase, since White Death himself told her to get the briefcase as her payment for killing his son. There, Ladybug ends up killing her with her poison injection. On the contrary, Tangerine finds his dead brother and mourns him. On his way out, White Death's men bother him on the phone again, so he challenges White Death to show up on the next stop and face him. He soon bumps into Prince, who pretends to be innocent, but when she looks back, Tangerine finds Diesel's sticker pasted on her back. He figures it was Lemon's way of alerting him that she's bad. He tries shooting her, but Ladybug intervenes and tries stopping her but ends up shooting Tangerine by mistake. The Elder arrives at the next stop, where Ladybug tries to get off with Prince, but she acts like her bag is stuck and holds Ladybug from getting off. Soon, the doors get locked. The Elder sits across from them and recognizes Prince by her voice. Ladybug tries to reach for his gun, but the snake bites him and wraps itself around his arm. He runs to flush it in the toilet, where it's revealed he'd taken the antidote earlier and cannot die. Outside, the Elder tells Prince about getting her man killed in the hospital and finds out her real motives. She runs away from there. When Ladybug returns, He tells him his history of working as an assassin for the Japanese mobster who was killed by White Death. When he returned home, he found his wife dead in the fire caused by White Death. He grabbed Kimura and ran away, but kept plotting to find him and kill him one day. Ladybug agrees to help him kill White Death and takes him to his dead son. He and Lemon both turn out to be alive. Lemon rushes to his dead brother and swears to avenge his death. He returns to pick a fight with Kimura, but the Elder convinces everyone to work together. When White Death arrives on the final stop, he faces Prince, who turns out to be his daughter. Outside, Ladybug distracts White Death's men. Prince hates her misogynist father and triggers him to shoot her with the gun, which has a bomb in it. He ignores her and goes out to deal with Ladybug. Lemon goes to start the train according to their plan. White Death finally reveals he deliberately appointed everyone on the train so they could kill one another, revealing they were all somehow involved with the assassination of his wife. There, the men open the briefcase, which explodes and herds them back in the train, where the Elder chops them up with his samurai sword. White Death overpowers him, but Kimura throws a bottle at him and lets his father win by killing him. Meanwhile, Lemon has trouble stopping the car since everything is in Japanese. Ladybug reads the manual, during which a bad guy comes for them. Lemon spears him out of the train and falls out with him. Ladybug cuts all the wires out of confusion, which causes the train to get off its track and crash into a village. White Death turns out to be alive, who shoots at Ladybug with the rigged gun, which blows his own face. Prince arrives and tries to open fire at Ladybug and the Elder, but a truck runs her over. It turns out Lemon fell in the water and didn't die. When the Elder walks away with Kimura, Maria finally shows up. Her car gets crushed under a lamppost, so she walks away with Ladybug. Here, the film ends. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome recaps.